Hello. Most people hate to think again. Once they chose an option, they stick to that choice no matter what. But we are not most people. We are smart decision makers with sense. In this video, we will think again. We will doubt our own choice from the previous step to make our solution even better. We will use PreMortem, a very clever risk assessment tool imagined by psychologist Gary Klein, to identify the hidden assumptions and the blind spots behind our proposed solution. So, how does it work? After we use the matrix in step 7 to decide upon the solution to incentivize current engineers to recommend people, we move to the last step, doubt, and we start the PreMortem. Analyzing things after a failure is very costly. PreMortem is an analysis performed before an imagined failure. We imagine that we are a year from now, a year into the future, and the solution we chose and implemented has failed. We then imagine several failure scenarios and uncover the hidden assumptions behind each of them. What did we assume to go right and went wrong? We are prompted to write down up to 5 of these assumptions in the individual mode and up to 3 in team mode. For instance, we may assume that our current engineers are motivated enough by incentives to make referrals. But perhaps the referral incentive wasn't meaningful, for example, a too small sum of money. What else? Well, we may assume that engineers will only refer candidates who are qualified and a good fit for junior developer roles. But in fact, perhaps engineers may refer friends to do them a favor rather than vet candidates seriously. And what else? We may assume that the referral program will be perceived as fair and positive across the whole team, but perhaps some non-engineers may feel left out. After we check that we weren't excessively polite, we were thorough, and we did not exaggerate, we will continue, and then we estimate the impact and the probability of failure associated with each identified assumption. And then, guided by a risk matrix, they are ordered into high, medium, and low risk assumptions. We then decide which assumptions to test after PreMortem is concluded. And then let's say we will test this one. Well, let's test all of them. But crucially, in the end, we are prompted to incorporate what we discovered into an improved solution. So let's make our solution better. Looking at our uncovered assumptions, we are now able to improve our initial solution, incentivize current engineers to recommend people, into, let's say, offer non-monetary incentives like a lunch with the CEO for all current employees who recommend and vet good candidates. Good one. And we're done. We have started this journey on the canvas with define, with clarifying the problem statement, then identifying its root cause, turning our problem into a SMART objective, mapping the stakeholders, then finding more options, filtering and merging them, using the matrix to select the best choice, and now using PreMortem to identify assumptions to be tested and to improve the solution. Quite a ride. I hope you appreciate the way going through all the steps on the canvas has structured our approach and prevented a lot of thinking traps. If we press on report, we can see the history of our process, starting with the canvas and then with the problem statement, the root cause analysis with the 5 whys, the SMART objective, stakeholder map, all the options we considered, how we filtered them, the matrix, and then here the improved solution and the risk matrix with the classification. We can later show our thinking in this report to others or analyze it ourselves after a while to see what we can learn and how we can improve our thinking. Thank you for deciding wisely with Sens. You can structure your own thinking and solve your own complex problems on Sens.team. Good luck.